So listen, today I'm gonna share with you how you can save money and build wealth at any level. Whether you're making $1,000 a day or $1,000 a month, this is gonna work for you.
Look in the mirror, my reflection, a bag of money. Okay. I look in the mirror, my reflection, a bag of money. What? I look in the
If you're anything like me, you have been on streaks of spending more money than you have, draining your savings account, going through the gutter, and starting right back at square one with your savings. And that's because the majority of the savings advice that you and I have received is flawed. You might have seen a lot of savings challenges where you incrementally save a little bit more every day or a little bit more every week. And this is actually a good idea. You're essentially creating your own compound interest in your savings account, supplementing it with your own income. So what happens is you end up snowballing a large savings in a short period of time. So if you're saving for something big and you want to get it fast, I think that this is a good savings method. But on a practical, ongoing, month after month, year after year basis, I think it's better left as a math equation. The flaw in this method is that to keep up with these savings goals of incrementally putting more and more in day after day, week after week, is that at some point you're gonna either have to drastically increase your income or drastically reduce your expenses, which are good things, but I'm gonna tell you in a second why that can be flawed and why that can work against you. And this actually happened to me a few times. My aggressive saving worked against me. Yes. So the problem that arises is that you can save in excess. Now, I know that sounds like crazy, like, how can you save too much? That doesn't make any sense, Cody. But yes, you can actually save too much. Now remember, I'm an entrepreneur, so I think about money a little bit different. But I'm going to make this as simple as possible. When you're saving money, you're taking it off the market so it won't be spent, right? That's the whole point. But if you're aggressively saving pretty much all the money you're not spending on essentials like food, rent, water, daycare, whatever it is you have to pay for, and you're saving all that money and you're not doing anything else with it, then you could actually be damaging yourself in two ways. Number one, you're incurring an opportunity cost. Because your money is still, because your cash is not flowing, your money is not being put into an investment vehicle that would then grow the money. This becomes a problem because your money is sitting still, it's not moving, it's not growing at all. Savings accounts yields are extremely low. It's suffering because of inflation. So many problems that I can make a whole nother video on. But simply put, that opportunity cost is the cost of growth, which is what you always want your money to do, grow. Problem number two is that you're not leaving yourself with any extra money if you're saving this aggressively. So if things pop up and you have to spend money and you only have a little bit in your checking account and most of your money goes to savings, then naturally you're going to have to pull from your savings to take care of this expense. So why is this a problem? Well, it's a psychological problem. There's nothing wrong with knowing that your money is in different places and that you can pull from it, but because you're trying to save, you are now pulling out of your savings account to spend on something that you really should have accounted for in your frequent or regular or expected expenses, and you should leave in your checkings account. Now I just want to put a caveat here. I am not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice. I'm just giving you guys my personal opinion on savings for entertainment purposes only. So let's talk about the psychological problem. If something comes up and it's not an emergency, but I do need the extra cash to get this thing that I really want, and I was probably gonna have to get anyway, right? If I start taking money out of that savings, then that can easily snowball into a habit of me taking money out my savings, and then you end up snowballing so far down to being right back on square one. And that could have been avoided if you realistically identified what your expenses are and what I like to call leisure spend is, and being realistic with yourself with that, and not making yourself uncomfortable just for the sake of saving, because you might end up playing yourself in the long run anyway. And that's what happened to me a couple times before I learned my lesson. And that lesson was that saving doesn't have to be this aggressive math equation turned challenge. Saving money can actually be so much simpler than that. Here's the saving advice that I got from an actual millionaire that I know. Save 10% of whatever you earn. Yep, it's that simple. If you make $100, save 10. If you earn $1,000, save 100. If you make $1 million, save 100,000. Simple as that. See, it doesn't have to be complicated. And I personally added my own special twist on it because I have a bit of a more aggressive mindset with how I want my wealth to grow and accumulate value. But first, let's get into where this 10% rule even came from, because it's actually not new advice. This is actually a simple principle out of a 100-page book called The Richest Man in Babylon, which I have right here. It's a story about how the wealthiest man in ancient Babylon came back to his town and educated his townfolk on how to build and accumulate wealth, because wealth and money are accessible to everyone, even the poorest of people. So one of the very first principles was simple as this: for every 10 coins I put in thy purse, I shall spend but only 9. Basically, pay yourself first and keep 1 out of every 10 cents you earn, which is 10% of your income. Over the years, even the poorest of people in his town had amassed a significant amount of wealth. Let's say you're a college student or a new freelancer, new business owner, and money is tight and you're earning just around the most minimal of wages in America, which is around $1,500 a month. If you follow this principle, that means you're gonna save around $150 a month, which nets you about $1,800 a year in savings. Now, it's not significant, but I know I would have loved having almost $2,000 in my savings when I was in college, because my savings account was nowhere near that. Yeah, it was more like 200, so.
Why are you crying?
Yeah, and if I had done it for all 4.5 years I was in college, assuming no increase in income, then I would have had well over $6,000 coming out of college saved up without breaking the bank or saving too aggressively and not considering my other enjoyments in life. Now, let's say you earn a little bit more, you're trending right around the American average household income, which is around $30,000 to $50,000 a year. You're still not very wealthy at this point, and you may be living paycheck to paycheck. If you're making around $4,000 a month, you can save $400 a month without breaking the bank, without sacrificing bills, and over the course of a year, you end up saving $4,800. Now, you do this year over year, and you're gonna start to rack up that money pretty quickly. And this principle works at a larger scale too. If I make $100,000 a month, then I can save $10,000 a month and $120,000 a year just in savings. But all these numbers are still a little bit slow for me and not conducive to actual growth, which I'm adverse to money just sitting still. So here's what I like to do. I like to save 10% of what I earn and also invest 10% of what I earn. So all in all, after I get paid, 20% of whatever I earn goes into savings or something that is going to multiply my money. So for every 10 coins in my purse, I'm only spending 8. And the reason I like to add that 10% investment portion is because it has more flexibility and opportunity to grow and hopefully outpace the rate of inflation so that my money doesn't devalue over time. And with my savings, I don't even use traditional savings accounts. Half of the 10% allocated for my savings are in hard cash for emergencies where I need quick access to money and I may not be able to do a bunch of bank transfers. The other half of my savings is technically not even in a savings account. It's in an Acorns invest account. So if you're not already aware, Acorns is an app that allows you to automatically invest your money into ETFs, which are just groups of stocks. So instead of picking and buying individual companies, you basically just buy a group of companies in a sector. Now again, Acorns is not technically a savings account. I just treat it as such. It is an investment account. I just set my investing style to moderate to mitigate my risk. And that way, it's likely to gradually increase over time. The way I see it, I'd rather risk my money in ETFs with a strong track record over many, many years than guarantee a loss on depreciation by just letting my money sit in a bank account. If you feel like this is an investing style that suits you, you can download the Acorns app using the link in my description. It is an affiliate link. It doesn't take any money away from you. All it does when you sign up using that link is it gives me $5 in my investment account and it gives you $5 in your investment account. So it's a win-win for both of us. Acorns just wants more users, so they give great incentives. it's pretty cool. I like it, and it's free money. The other 10% of my earnings, however, I invest either into cryptocurrency, dividend paying stocks, swing trades, or putting additional money back into my businesses. And sometime soon, I'm gonna look into getting real estate investment trust, which once I do, I can make a whole video on that. But right now, I'm uneducated about it. So listen, I really hope this helps you stack your bread. So if this video helped you out and simplified savings, then go ahead and cash out on that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really means a lot to me, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Reality ain't what we see.